Businesses in Tierra Santa broken into by a man with a sledgehammer. Police have pictures. They're hoping you can identify him.
The Menendez Brothers case headed to court today. Coming up, what happened during this morning's hearing.
The secret location where they want to place the next sexually violent predator in the backcountry. We're working for you to find out exactly where it is.
They call it the jungle. Encampments lining the Escondido Creek bed. People living nearby have concerns. Here with they and the mayor have to say about it.
Find out the metrics that just put San Diego at the top of the list of the greenest cities in America in this week's Earth 8 report.
Visiting 15 Padre murals with the self-proclaimed crazy grandma Padre superfan.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now. A thief is targeting businesses in Tierra Santa, and police believe he's tied to at least 5 burglaries this month. And he's also doing a lot of damage, leaving victims with big bills. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Heather Myers in tonight for Carlo Chiquetto. The latest burglaries actually happened just this morning. The thief broke into 2 restaurants and stole cash from both of them.
CBS 8's Steve Price spoke with the victims and joins us live tonight from Tierra Santa with the details. Good evening, Steve.
Good evening, Marcella and Heather. The thief targeted a Mexican restaurant this morning and a Dairy Queen that's behind me. Now, in between those 2 businesses is a liquor store and restaurant. And check out their window. You can see cracks here, cracks over here. So they think they were targeted by the thief this morning as well. They just got lucky. But here's the thing. There are cameras all over the shopping center, and we got our hands on some of the video. Check it out. Caught on camera, a burglar smashes a business's glass door multiple times with a sledgehammer. A few seconds later, he jumps inside and steals a bunch of cash. This happened November 4th at Tierra Santa Mexican restaurant in the Tierra Santa Gateway Shopping Center. And early this morning, it appears the same guy returned to the center and burglarized 2 more businesses.
They take all the cash. They take the cash that was on the cashier, and we have a safety box with cash. They took it too.
Jorge Riatki co-owns Sangucheria Peruvian restaurant, where the burglar busted 2 glass windows, which will cost him around $1,500 to repair. A big hit for a small business, and he's not alone.
This entire door was shattered, a million pieces, and police had just kind of taped it off until I got here.
Craig Engler owns the Dairy Queen a few doors down.
We have a cash bag that holds the coins and a little bit of a few single-dollar bills, and they were able to get that. It was a couple $100 worth of cash.
San Diego police believe the same guy is also responsible for 2 other burglaries last week at the Round Table Pizza on Tierra Santa Boulevard, where he was captured on camera with a sledgehammer, and Tutuli Mexican Eatery, which just opened about a month ago. Here's another picture released by detectives who are hoping someone will recognize the thief and turn him in.
Definitely frustrating.
Craig says owning a business is tough these days and hopes the videos caught by security cameras lead to an arrest. Jorge feels the same way, but is determined not to give up.
San Diego is a good place to have a restaurant, and we're going to continue. And, well, even sad, we have to continue fighting.
And the owners of those businesses believe that part of the problem here is that the shopping center is so close to the 52 that this thief is using that as a quick way to get in and out of here. If you happen to recognize him or you know what happened out here today, you are asked to call San Diego police, or you can call Crime Stoppers and leave an anonymous tip. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks so much, Steve. We are learning the son of former San Diego County Republican Party Chair Tony Karic is pleading no contest to a felony count of possession of an assault weapon. Victor Karic was arrested in September. He entered the plea last week. Police and prosecutors have not commented on what led up to his arrest, but a gun violence restraining order was sought and granted against the 24-year-old around the time of his arrest. That order alleged that he made violent threats online directed at LGBTQ+ individuals and other races. Karic could face up to 3 years in prison at his sentencing next month.
The Menendez brothers will have to wait longer than anticipated to hear whether or not they will be released from prison. A court hearing was held today to discuss an upcoming resentencing hearing. It was set for December 11th, but a judge decided to push that hearing back now to January 30th. CBS 8's Shannon Handy has been tracking the updates all day and has more.
That hearing was held in Van Nuys. The brothers did not appear in person, but did listen in via audio, technically marking the first time they've made any sort of appearance before a judge in 28 years.
Media swarmed relatives of Lyle and Eric Menendez as they headed into this morning's hearing. Meanwhile, members of the public showed up early, hoping to win a lottery, which gave them a seat inside the courtroom.
6916. 6916. Congratulations.
Oh my God. Only 16 spots were made available. Cameras were not allowed in, and the brothers only appear via audio due to a technical glitch. They did not speak, but following the judge's decision to postpone their resentencing hearing, their attorney, Mark Garagos, described what happened.
For those who weren't in the courtroom today, I think you could talk to anybody who was. It was a very, it was first of all, the first time that Lyle and Eric have been at least remotely in a courtroom in a number of years, number one. It also was quite a moving experience, at least from where we sit.
Garagos says the older sisters of Jose and Kitty Menendez testified about their relationship with the couple's sons and made passionate pleas asking the judge to release them from prison. They both spoke briefly outside court.
I do want them home. They should never have been in such situations as presented themselves. What can a kid do when his father's... Oh, I can't stand it.
35 years is a long time.
The brothers are serving life without parole for the 1989 murders of their parents inside their Beverly Hills home. Prosecutors say Eric and Lyle, who are now 53 and 56 years old, did it for money. But the brothers say they were sexually abused, and their lawyers now argue new evidence of sex abuse by their father should allow them to go free. A hearing on the matter was supposed to be held December 11th. Today, a judge pushed it back to January 30th and 31st, citing a new administration. Outgoing Los Angeles District Attorney George Gascon recommended the court reduce their sentences less than 2 weeks before Election Day, but then lost to Nathan Hochman, who takes office on December 2nd.
By January 30th or 31st, we're hoping that by the end of that, or sometime sooner, that we will in fact get the brothers released.
And Garagos, who you just heard from, intended to say more about today's hearing, but he walked away angry after some members of the media followed the Menendez family as they left court. Reporting from the newsroom, I'm Shannon Handy for CBS 8.
New tonight, we are getting a closer look at two possible locations where a convicted rapist could soon be living in East County. A court order tried to keep the location secret.
CBS 8's David Gottfredson drove out to the two addresses and talked to neighbors about what may be happening.
There are two possible locations where convicted rapist, 67-year-old Merl Wakefield, will be living after he's released this week from a state mental hospital. The addresses are being kept secret by a judge who ordered him released by Tuesday, November 26th. CBS 8 has learned the two locations were used previously to house other sexually violent predators, one of them this house at 1138 Custer Road in Campo. A different sexually violent predator used to live there. His conditional release was revoked shortly after a neighbor sent this photo of him to the sheriff. What do you see him doing?
He was like, there, you know, the boundaries, the property boundaries he's supposed to stay in? Okay, so he would be like on the boundary, 1 foot in the boundary, 1 foot outside the boundary, just kind of like walking up and down the boundary, like to see how far he could get away with whatever. And so when I would pass by and I would see it, we would videotape it and send it to the sheriff's office.
Christine Vergara lives a quarter mile from the home in Campo, now being considered for Wakefield.
We have a park down here, community center down here. We have a baseball field that everybody plays baseball, soccer. I foster here, so we have 6 kids under the age of 12.
The other location Wakefield might be placed is here in Jacumba. We had to fly a drone to get video of that house. This second house, located at 42920 Desert Rose Ranch Road in Jacumba, was also the site where a sexually violent predator previously lived, until his placement was revoked. As for Wakefield, under the terms of his release, he will be required to wear a GPS monitor, and a security guard will be on site 24 hours a day. The San Diego sheriff told me they have not been notified yet where Wakefield will be living. I reached out to his public defender for comment, but did not hear back. David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
Right now, there is a traffic alert in Chula Vista. Police are asking people to avoid westbound Olympic Parkway. It's closed at Heritage Road. Officers were called to Olympic Parkway and Brandywine Avenue last night because of a water leak, but when they got there, they found major road damage. We're told the work could take some time to get this road back to normal.
Some county beaches are being flagged as unsafe for swimmers and surfers because of high bacteria levels. Water contact closures have been issued for the Tijuana Sluice shoreline and Imperial Beach shoreline from the south end of Seacoast Drive through north of Carnation Avenue. Water contact advisories have also been issued for the San Alejo Lagoon outlet at Cardiff State Beach, the South Mission Beach Jetty, the La Jolla Cove Beach line and Children's Pool, Tourmaline Surf Park, Dog Beach in OB, and the Silver Strand shoreline.
California is reportedly overproducing solar energy.
We'll have those details still ahead. Plus, what you need to know as health officials confirm they have found bird flu in a batch of raw milk.
And how many travelers are expected to pass through the San Diego International Airport during this Thanksgiving travel.
And during this travel period, we are looking at a chance we could see some slick roads out there with some light showers. Also looking at a dry Thanksgiving, and we warm up by the weekend. All those details are coming up.